Um, Today we are going to watch a story time called My Dog Got Me Pregnant. My animated story. This is my story. So, let's just jump right into it. I'm hoping this is not real. I'm hoping this is just a joke, but you know what? Let's see.
My name is Darlene.
Hi, Darlene.
I come from a pretty big family.
Really?
Where growing up meant standing outside the bathroom in a line to wait your turn. I was always surrounded
We got a loud house situation, eh? In the loud house.
by people. Not that I didn't love my family, but it was suffocating at times.
Guess you love your dog as
The
well.
moment I was old enough and had saved enough money to afford my own place, I moved out of my family home to start my own life. But before I go on, make sure you subscribe and
No.
hit that notification bell
No.
so you don't miss out on any more awesome videos. Now,
Awesome videos. Awesome videos. The fuck? No, this is not awesome. Bestiality is not awesome.
don't regret that decision, not even a little bit. But I grew up surrounded by people. The sudden silence and lack of people was startling and almost unsettling. I found myself lonely for the first time in my life, and I realized I missed the company of someone with me. I was alone in my own home. I was young, and frankly, I was a bit afraid. I figured the
No,
best way
Harry.
to counteract this problem without having to find a roommate was to consider adopting a pet.
Oh no,
I
here
knew
we go.
dogs were great for protecting your home and showing unconditional love, so I decided to adopt a dog. I
don't
wound
like
up
such
finding a
story.
wonderful border collie at a local shelter, and I
Okay.
knew I just had to have him. Now, my dog is by no means destructive or aggressive, but it's obvious that he had
He's
never
straight
had
up pussy,
any
though.
training in his life.
Okay, no, I'm
He
not
liked to
that
chew my things instead of his toys. He marked the walls of my house by peeing on them, and he just flat out didn't listen to me. I was beyond frustrated until my friend Emily found a solution for me.
Fuck
She
the
told
dog.
me she had seen an advertisement for a dog trainer the other day and promised to give him a call. The next day, she returned to my home with this tall, sleek man who she introduced as my new dog trainer.
Is this clickbait? Is my dog trainer got me pregnant? Please say that's true. Please say that's true.
The man shook my hand and told me his name was Jacob, and that he was a
Fuck
self-proclaimed dog whisperer. He was pretty cute and quite charismatic, but I was
Okay.
skeptical that anyone could rein in this enthusiastic collie. Turns out,
Oh fuck! Like that.
Jacob was borderline magical and proved to be quite the competent trainer. My dog stood no chance disobeying him, and he eventually started to bend to his will. Jacob taught my dog so many things: how to sit, how to lie down and heel, shake hands, the whole trick package. Not only that, but he even conditioned my dog to do his business in specific corners in my yard. That made cleanup so much easier, and I no longer stepped in unseen dog crap with my shoes, which was a definite bonus. He even brought my dog inside after a couple of weeks and started teaching him how to open doors.
What?
I was doubtful that this dog could accomplish such a feat, but boy was I surprised.
100%.
This man could get dogs to open doors, and it was absolutely astonishing to see him work. I often found myself observing him while he worked, watching his stiff and precise hand movements and listening to the strictness in his voice. I don't think I ever stood a chance not falling for this guy.
Oh.
He was definitely easy on the eyes, and he
Okay.
could go from sweet and charismatic to firm and dominant in less than a second. I had a serious crush on this guy by this point.
Oh, so it's a dog
There was
trainer.
only one problem with the whole situation. Whenever Jacob showed up to do his dog training, Emily would more often than not be right behind him. It was hard to get a private moment just to talk with him, or even ask a question with her always looming over my shoulder. Emily is a great friend, don't get me wrong, but she was seriously blocking me by showing
Okay, Emily's a good friend, but this bitch need to back off, okay, guys? Fuck. It's like, Emily, you're a good friend. Get the fuck out of my house.
up all the time when he was here. She even had the audacity one day to ask him to train her own dog while he was busy helping mine. Like, excuse me? You come into my house and take my trainer? I was furious when she embraced him and thanked him for agreeing. I was close to just kicking her out of my house.
Oh, shit!
But I kept my cool and let it go. He was a great trainer, and it isn't like he didn't have other clients anyway. I was just being shrewd and jealous over nothing. Emily invited me to her birthday party, which is nothing out of the ordinary. It was a little strange that she also invited Jacob, but I suppose she saw him often enough that it wasn't that weird. I dressed up a little to maybe get his attention while I was there, and headed to the party. When I got to the party, however, I barely got inside her house when I saw them together. She was leaning all over him, laughing, and she suddenly turned her head and kissed him.
What a
I
fucking
was
whore.
stunned and pretty hurt to see this. Admittedly, pretty envious of her. I felt super awkward after that, and my anxiety skyrocketed the longer I stood in the doorway watching them. I wound up
Bit
simply
creepy.
turning back around and leaving the way I came. I mentally beat myself up in my car for just standing there like an idiot and then leaving like a coward. I decided if I really want...
What were you supposed to do? If you're Emily is my man. Fuck, bitch, back off.
wanted him to be with me, I needed to get a little bolder too. After that incident,
This is
I
for the
decided
dog
to
getting
stop
fucked.
waiting for him to come to me. I created a whole new set of outfits just for when Jacob came over to try and
Oh.
catch his attention. I'm talking mini skirts and chunky heels. The
Some
whole
mini
package.
skirt?
Is it
What?
shameful? Maybe a little, but I was getting desperate
It
at that
is.
point.
Anna questions whether Roland
Man.
is sure that he wants to witness her demonic powers.
No one cares. Fuck off. Get the fuck off my screen.
I remember he was teaching my dog to retrieve items, and I bent over to pick up the item right in front of him.
Oh no.
I really cut the subtlety out of my behavior and just tried to make it super obvious for him. I was like the dog now, jumping through hoops trying to gain a little positive attention from this man.
Where is
I
it
wasn't
going?
sure if it was the clothes, the subtle flirting,
Where is it
or a
going?
combination of the two. But I was able to get him to open up a bit more and talk to me. It was a good start, but
Thank
not
God.
exactly the reaction I was looking for. One day,
The dog
we
fucked
wound
me
up getting
instead.
into this deep conversation about if shock collars were humane. I barely
No.
remember what he said. It was incredibly boring. But he
Oh.
seemed extremely passionate about it. He was right up in my personal space, hands doing those really controlled, precise movements as he explained his belief. In the middle of his speech, I wound up just leaning up to kiss him, seeing the passion in his eyes and reading the situation
dog
for what I
came.
thought it was.
Right.
He paused mid-sentence and grabbed me by my shoulders, gently pushing me away. I could see by his expression he was a bit surprised,
I'm
if
gay.
not frightened. He looked away and asked if he was done for the day so he could leave.
Oh.
Then he excused himself. I felt like an idiot for misreading the
So you
situation,
fucked the dog.
and I wound up just sitting with my dog and spilling my woes to him the rest of the night. I was surprised he showed up again the next day, but I was also glad that he did. I sat him down and decided to apologize and talk through my thought process with him. He took it in stride and started talking about himself as well.
Huh,
And I figured an
self-centered
awkward friendship was at least a good consolation prize. Then he suddenly leaned down and kissed me, and my brain just kind of short-circuited and stopped processing. I was pleasantly surprised, as I was sure I had destroyed any chance of a relationship after my...
The fuck is wrong with this guy? What? I need it. I don't know. I don't know. My dog got me pregnant. That's the... Okay, whatever. Let's just...
Stake the day before. My front door opened again, and Emily walked through the door, as she normally did when Jacob was training my dog. She saw us kissing and nearly exploded at the sight, beginning to scream at Jacob, who stood up and tried to make his way past her. They both went outside and started arguing, but I didn't feel comfortable eavesdropping on what it was about. Jacob wound up leaving, and Emily came inside and started to argue with me instead. She shouted at me that they were in a relationship, and I
What?
shouldn't be messing with him. I started crying and told her I had no idea, my heart crumbling to pieces.
Oh!
She stormed out and slammed my door, and I just sat there with my dog again,
Oh, no.
feeling sorry for myself. I managed to
Oh.
pull myself together and call Jacob, requesting that he not come back over. He seemed surprised and asked me why, in which I explained I knew about his and Emily's relationship. He scoffed and assured me she was just lying about it, and I felt a little hopeful. He came back after I told him Emily was gone, and suggested that he take me to dinner to make up for the whole mess. Of course, I agreed, and went to change my clothes in my room to something a bit nicer. While I was undressing, though, my dog decided to show his trainer how good he had gotten at his little tricks.
No.
So when I closed my door
No.
and started changing, my dog opened up the door
No.
for him. I was just standing there, half nude and looking like a deer in headlights. Jacob was staring right back at me, looking just as surprised as I was. A few moments of awkward silence passed between us before Jacob just entered my room without a word.
What the
What
fuck?
happened?
Okay, the diamond tester right here.
What happened? Diamond tester, let's go. It's a real
But next,
story.
I'm sure you can guess, but I can't exactly explain it in detail.
They
3
fucked.
weeks later, I was feeling crummy and exhausted all the time.
Oh shit.
I found out I was pregnant and knew I had to tell Jacob. I asked him to meet me at a local cafe so I could explain the situation to him. When I told him,
Wait, so you're telling me the dog didn't get her pregnant? Fucking clickbait. Bitch.
I was pregnant, though, he got really pale and shaky. He told me he wasn't ready, that he couldn't support a child emotionally or financially. I just sat there in shock as he hurried out of the cafe, in disbelief that he just ditched me the moment he knew I was pregnant. I just stared into my empty coffee cup, unsure of what I was going to do now.
Okay. My thoughts. Clickbait, bitch, but what? So you had a dog trainer and you fucked him, got pregnant, and then the guy just ran away. What? What the fuck? I don't know if it's real. Fuck that guy. I'm out. What the fuck? I was expecting some bestiality shit. This is fucking bullshit. No, but I'm kind of fucking glad it didn't go the way that the title said, because I would have fucking lost my mind. It probably did happen though, somewhere. Probably Texas, to be honest. Or Alabama. Anyway, I'm just gonna quit it there. I had enough of this shit. If you liked it, leave a like. If you want me to do more, comment and tell me if you want me to do more. Blah blah blah. Shit. Blah 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 blah. See you later, losers. Yeah. Have a good day. Don't get your dog pregnant, or don't let your dog get you pregnant, or dog trainer. Well, this is fucking awkward. But yeah.